Hi everyone and welcome back. Australia owns zero Bitcoin. Absolutely nothing. Not one Bitcoin, not even a fraction of a Bitcoin, not a Satoshi. Zero. And apparently that's because our leaders are much smarter than us, right? Our leaders know what's going on. They're savvy, they're economically savvy. They've obviously done the research. They must know better. Maybe they're protecting us from the Ponzi scheme. Meanwhile, we're sitting on $1 trillion worth of government debt. We have a currency that loses its buying power every single day, every single year. It's inevitable. So let me just ask you something before we go any further. Are you even starting to maybe wake up yet? See, let's just walk through this one step at a time. Let's walk through this slowly. Our governments hold gold, US dollar reserves, bonds, foreign currencies, real estate, commodities. And our government is obviously diversifying the reserves because money changes. Markets themselves can change. Empires can rise and fall. Things can change. This is just basic economics to diversify. But yet, when it comes to the first digitally scarce worldwide asset that's been created for the first time in human history, Australia holds nothing. Not for diversification, not even as a hedge, not as some kind of strategic experiment, not even as an insurance policy. Nothing, absolutely nothing. And we're supposed to just believe that this is smart, yeah? Great, smart leaders. We're told Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme, still to this day. Bitcoin is for criminals. Bitcoin uses too much energy. What if the internet was to go down? What's going to happen then? It's magic internet money. That's another big one. These are all the classics. And people just repeat them, they regurgitate them because I guess maybe it sounds right, maybe it sounds safe, maybe it sounds smart and responsible somehow. But every criticism that people use against Bitcoin, I don't care what it is, it applies 10 times harder to the Australian financial system itself. A Ponzi scheme? You want to tell me about a Ponzi scheme? Well, our government literally funds itself by issuing new debt so that it can pay back the old debt. If you want to tell me about criminals, well, the largest money laundering operations in Australian history were run through banks using cash. Energy? Oh, okay. So we dig up coal, we ship the coal overseas, and then we like to pretend that we're green and we're moving for net zero. Oh, the internet going down. Well, the internet might go down. Well, if that happens, your bank balance is gone. Your superannuation is gone. Your stock portfolio is gone. And the biggest one, your real estate title is gone. Remember, guys, land titles at this day are digital now through PEXA. Your paper title is toilet paper. So I've got news for you. If the internet goes down, your house is probably literally gone. There's no proof of ownership anymore. And magic internet money? I think we all use digital dollars every single day. None of that is backed by anything. So what exactly is the actual issue here? What's really going on? Please tell me. Well, here's the real reason that Australia owns zero Bitcoin, in my opinion. It's because Bitcoin removes the ability to inflate away your savings. So you can't inflate Bitcoin because the supply is hard capped. It's not the case with fiat money. So no one can profit from debt, just like they do now, like they can with fiat trash. So Bitcoin removes the ability to bail in your bank deposits. We can't have that. It removes the ability to silently tax you through currency debasement. So if everyone actually adopted Bitcoin and started using it, the ATO itself would collapse, be a thing of the past. We can't have that now, can we? Because, well, how are we going to fund the bureaucrats that do nothing? Or all of these useless politicians everywhere that do nothing? We certainly can't have that, can we? We love our politicians, we love our bureaucrats, right? See, Bitcoin exposes the tricks of the system. It stops it from happening. It holds governments accountable in a way that gold itself just can't do. And Australian leadership across both sides of politics is certainly not interested in accountability. They're interested in convenience, they're interested in control, they're interested in simplicity, predictability, and Bitcoin just threatens all of that. It really does. But instead of admitting that, they give you memes. Oh, it's too volatile. It's not real. It's just too risky. And meanwhile, the entire economy is built here in Australia on housing debt. And nobody blinks an eye. Oh, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, well, here's another thing that your government doesn't want to tell you. The United States now holds somewhere in the vicinity of 200,000 Bitcoin. China holds somewhere around 190,000 Bitcoin. The United Kingdom has got over 60,000 Bitcoin. Ukraine, Finland, Georgia, Bhutan, El Salvador all hold significant Bitcoin reserves. So these countries, they're not stupid, quite obviously. They're not falling for a scam. They're hedging against the monetary future. And Australia, what are we doing over here? We're hedging against nothing. We're betting the future is going to look exactly like the past. And I can assure you that it won't. We're watching Channel 7. We're watching Sunrise or listening to 3AW is what we're doing. And we're all asleep. And if you hate Bitcoin, let me speak directly to you for a moment, because this part now is specifically for you. This isn't about whether you personally should buy Bitcoin. Do what you like. This isn't about whether Bitcoin is going to go up or go down according to fiat trash. This is about something much, much more basic. Why does Australia have zero exposure to the single fastest adopted financial technology in history? Not as an investment necessarily, not as a gamble, not as a reserve even, but not even as insurance, not as a tiny allocation like 0.0001% of our sovereign wealth. Absolutely nothing. So if Bitcoin collapses, fine. We lose nothing, right? But if Bitcoin succeeds, and it certainly has done so for the last 15 years, if it does become a reserve asset, if it does become collateral in global banking, if it becomes, digital gold, which you probably argue it already is, Australia is going to be the only developed nation with no seat at the table. And that's not stupidity. I'd say that that's negligence. All right, let's be really clear. I concede that Bitcoin may not be the future. Bitcoin may crash. Anything can happen. It might die. It might get replaced. I don't believe that, but it's possible. But holding zero is still a incredibly big bet. A bet that your leaders made without asking us, once again. And they'll say, well, it's to protect you. They'll say, well, we don't want to be involved in that. It's too risky. They'll say that it's irresponsible. But ask yourself, is it responsible to hold $1 trillion worth of debt? Is it responsible to debase the currency endlessly, year after year, day after day? Is it responsible to rely on a housing bubble as a national economic strategy? Is it responsible to print money during crisis and hope that nobody notices the consequences? If that's responsibility, well, I'd hate to see negligence. So yeah, Australia owns zero Bitcoin, and that's supposed to make you and I feel safe. It's supposed to reassure us that our leaders understand the risks. We have intelligent leaders. But the more you look at it and the more that you understand, the more that you're going to realise that the decision to own nothing isn't a sign of intelligence. Not at all. It's a sign that we're still asleep. We've got our heads in the stand, because whether you like Bitcoin or not, whether you hate it, I don't care. Ignore it, invest in it. If you don't, whatever, you do what you do. Mock it, even if you study it. You cannot deny this. The world itself is changing very fast, and Australia is acting like nothing's happening here. Wakey, wakey. So if you found this video interesting, share it with someone who still thinks that Bitcoin is just magic internet money. They might need the wake-up call more than you do. Thanks very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.